Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to my presentation, Sustainability of Agriculture, an analysis based on financial performance and good governance. So this study conducted by me, Siti Nuriana, Dahlia Sari, and Ansela Hermawan. Let's start. So, one of Sustainable Development Goals, which is ensuring sustainable food production systems and implement resilient agriculture practices, needs to be achieved by 2030. Agriculture as a supply for food security has faced some challenging, complicated problems related to on-farm and off-farm. On-farm problems which threaten agriculture sustainability, namely, are not limited to climate change, extreme weather, drought, flooding, and other disasters. Degradation of soil quality, land and landscape problems. The on-farm product becomes an input for off-farm activities. The low quality of the input due to the on-farm problems and the other problems, including limited investments and factory inefficiency, at the end affect the end product of agriculture. For Indonesia, as the fourth most populous country, the sustainability development goals related to agriculture are more important. It becomes crucial than other non-populous countries. Moreover, for Indonesia as a developing country which commonly faces higher problems in food insecurity, malnutrition, and rural poverty, the agriculture sustainability is argued to have higher concern than developed countries. And then the statistics show that the value added of Indonesian agriculture sector to the GDP is from 1933 to 2019 is the average value is 17.03%. The minimum is 12.72% in 2019 and the maximum value actually 24.25% was in 1986. The sharp decreasing trend of agriculture sector to Indonesia economy indeed threatens the food security of the country. This study attempts to examine agricultural problems by conducting a micro-analysis focusing on financial performance of the agricultural companies as well as the effectiveness of corporate governance practice, which is argued controlling the company to ensure the achievement of the ultimate objective of the company. The study focuses on Indonesia. Now, in regards to literature review, it shows that agricultural productivity is influenced by agricultural cultivation on-farm process as well as off-farm activities in the case of that the raw agricultural products are processed further to produce other manufactured agricultural products. Some of these factors are controllable while some are not. Reduction in labor force and arable land due to extensive structural changes and urbanization are argued some of factors challenging sustainability development of the sector. Another factor is climate change and natural disaster causing land degradation and reduction in water level. In specific, microanalysis studies on agriculture sustainability found that based on total factor productivity, TFP, main factors affecting agriculture productivity are economic development, and then human capital, and finally agricultural trade. Other factors which also found influence TFP are financial capital, research, government spending, institutional quality, and climate. So, as a statistic shown before, the finding of studies across nation also found that based on financial performance, agricultural companies suffer financial problems. The companies face bankruptcy risk as measured by Altman Z score, experiencing financial risks such as solvency, efficiency, and profitability. Apart from this finding, few studies found favorable financial performance of agricultural companies. For Indonesian case, in addition to statistics before, empirical studies are also found bankruptcy condition of the agricultural companies. In regards to good corporate governance practice benefit, now in the context good corporate governance practice, actually GCG brings benefit to companies in terms of easier access to financing, lower cost of capital, better performance, and more favorable treatment of all stakeholders, hence ensuring short-term performance and sustainability of the company. Corporate governance argues that monitoring instruments are required to control the agent so that she runs the company on behalf of the principals. hence minimizing agency costs, information asymmetry, and moral hazard, and finally can increase shareholders' wealth. In a developing country where the market is still emerging, external governance and legal protection for investors is found weak, and therefore the regulatory body strengthens the role of internal governance mechanisms such as owners' control and board governance. Following previous studies, in the presence of conflict of interest between managers and owners, manager ownership is argued to be effective incentive alignment that encourages managers to act in the best interest of shareholders. In addition, in the context of emerging markets, foreign ownership is found to be more effective than domestically owned companies. And then, in addition to ownership, external auditor is argued lessens the asymmetric information between management and shareholders and found positively affect companies' performance. And therefore, the hypothesis as follows, as you can see in that PPT. In regards methodology, this study is a regression model using a regression model. This study uses a regression model. The sample is all agriculture companies listed on IDX, Indonesian Stock Exchange, from 2003 to 2018, and the total number final observation is 194. It consists of unbalanced data. The model is as follows. We present unsustainable financial performance measured by Altman Z score for listed companies. So Z above 2.99 called in safe zone, 1.81 and Z less than or equals 1.81 is in the distress zone. The risk company influenced by ownership, which is foreign ownership and manager ownership, quality of external auditors, Tobin skew, measuring the market performance of the company, and then ROE, the company's book performance, and then cost efficiency, and then capital intensity, and finally the periods of company established age. Now, results and discussion. Based on table 1, we can see that on average the Indonesian agricultural companies are in the gray zone of Altman Z score. In specific, only 34% companies are in the safe zone. The table shows further that good market performance of Indonesia agriculture companies as the Tobin skew, the mean value 1.585, however, low book performance 0.59 of ROE. The companies manage its cost quite efficient, while in regards to the PPE investment, the capital intensity 0.07. So in general, while many companies in bankruptcy zone, on average, they can still manage its market performance and cost of the sales. For governance structures, almost 45.88% of companies are owned by foreigners, 31.44% owned by managers, and then 57.73% are audited by non-Big Four auditor. Based on table 2, we can see that this study can provide statistics evidence for H1 only, that foreign ownership associates positively to Z score. Foreign shareholders increase Z score. This finding supporting previous study suggests that the effective role of foreign ownership in monitoring the companies so that ensure the achievement the financial sustainability. This study also found that companies' market performance, book performance, ability of the company managing its costs, and the amount of capital investments influence the sustainability of agricultural companies. The study, however, cannot confirm previous study as cannot find any evidence for hypothesis 2 and 3. Therefore, based on these results, we can say that there is importance for financial literacy for managers of agricultural industries so they can manage the financial of the companies effectively. The regulatory also needs to evaluate its GCG related to regulations to ensure the effectiveness of governance instruments achieving the sustainability of agricultural company. So the future studies can do more on the role of governance instruments such as family ownership as recognized as a specific characteristic of Indonesian companies, board governance such as size and independence of the board, and committee under supervisory board. Thank you.